All right, guys, we are live. We're live. GMGM, everyone. Let's know where you're joining from. You can actually leave a comment to let us know where you're joining from, and feel free to share the link, invite whoever you want to invite, drop your questions. Very important so that we can attend to them as fast as possible before we run out of time. Once again, GMGM, everyone. Hope everyone is enjoying the current of the market. And feel free to actually start dropping your questions or some projects you want us to look at. Today, we're going to be analyzing some of the trades we took yesterday to see if any hit TP and if any went against prediction, so maybe hit stop loss or break even. We're going to be looking at that. We're also going to be looking at the state of the market. That's weekend, last the last working day of the week, Friday already. Yeah, you guys know Friday is the last day we do this live stream weekly. So let me briefly share my screen. Let's look at the state of the markets currently. All right, so here we're seeing the performance of tokens in the market within the last 24 hours. You can see clearly meme coins are beginning to actually show some good momentum, just like yesterday. And if we check for the last 1 hour, most altcoins have been bullish for the last 1 hour. And this is largely because BTC is still holding its 91K zone. They're still holding that. We'll look at the Bitcoin chart analysis towards the end. But this is actually a good sign for altcoins. Now, mind you, today is Friday, which most times, I've said this severally, in 6, 7 Friday out of 10 Fridays, we tend to see a dump. But so far, so good. This Friday has been a good Friday. We are not seeing any dump yet. It's one of the few that you don't tend to see a dump. At least for now, we haven't seen any yet. So hopefully, we won't see any dump this weekend. Hopefully, looking at weekly, I'm sure. Yeah, weekly the chart is looking good. It means that from last week Friday till today, most altcoins have experienced significant performance. Yeah, the fat coin is up about 8%. I made it very obvious that I'm positioned on fat coin. Yet Camino has made almost 30%. I'm not really positioned on this, but we spoke about it briefly about 3 days ago, being undervalued. Which other alt here has done something reasonable, but I'm not really positioned on that. Sand, nah, not really positioned on sand. Or one of the few altcoins that have done the most is Fatcoin, Real Brits, Meme Coin, 1 inch here, I'm positioned on 1 inch. Via spot and long positions. Actually positioned on it. We're actually in a 1 inch trade. No, not 1 inch, Uniswap, rather, not 1 inch, Uniswap. But I have a bag of 1 inch that I've been holding for a very long time. This Uniswap were positioned on the long trade. I'm not really trading on features, just a sports bag that I've been holding for over a year. Yeah, so the market has been looking pretty good. On the monthly, I'm sure we should still be red. Not surprised at all because this month's dump was too brutal. So we're still in red, which shows that there's still some good entry opportunities in the markets for altcoins. Hopefully, people take advantage of it. Jito crashed aggressively. It's still down over 50%. Well, that's an opportunity there. Hopefully, it bounces back. Now, once the Solana token starts to pick up momentum and starts heading to like 160, 170, I'm expecting Jito to track its price by recovering at least 30, 40% recovery from this dump because Jito's dump was too brutal. Like it was too brutal. Ruin is 26% down. Well, I can't say much about Ruin basically, since they also have Jira on their ecosystem as an app layer. I think Jira is more of a better buy since they're adding privacy feature. That's what they're teasing the users now, privacy features. So I'll tilt towards Jira Yeah, so we won't be spending so much time on this. Let's briefly look at if we have any positive news in the markets. Let me just share my screen. Please, for those joining, if you have questions, you can drop it GMGM. If you just join in, feel free, like, share the link, invite anyone you want to invite. Yes, so let's just look at some news before we look at them. Some tokens and some trades we took yesterday. Yeah, so on the news, you can see BTC set for a promising new year as it faces was November and 7. Yeah, you've said this last week that this month was like the worst month this year, first of all, and it's like the worst November we've seen in years. Like in years, it's like the worst November we've seen. Well, you can see the data here. It's actually the worst in the last 7 months. But I didn't know that this month cancelled out about 5 months of upward momentum from BTC. You can see some other news about the prediction towards 97K and some stuffs about privacy and Dominic cooling down on his 200K BTC call. Yeah, those stuffs are actually expected. Bitcoin paths back to 112K. Do I see BTC getting back to 112K? I do see it getting back to 105. And if we can break above that here, we can control an upward momentum. But 105, 106 for me, it's on the cards. Yeah, that's really, really on the cards. Well, like I said, we're still in a bull market. I've said this severally. As long as we didn't go below 74K, we're actively still in the bull market. The chart is still making higher highs and higher lows. So everything seems pretty good. So let's look at some coins on CoinGecko briefly. Then from there, we'll look at the trades we took yesterday. Then before we jump to the chart. So let me share my screen. For those just joining, feel free to invite anyone you want to. Feel free to drop your questions and yeah, obviously GMGM. Yeah, so on CoinGecko, one very important thing to notice, the market cap is slightly higher than it was yesterday morning. The overall crypto market cap. You can see Monad is down from yesterday's price. And BTC is at 91,500. It's corrected a bit to 9,600. We'll talk more about that when we look at the BTC chart. Let's just briefly jump to like top gainers within the past 24 hours. Yeah, Trado. I spoke about Trado 2 days ago, about the swing opportunities that it presents. Yes, if you're actually tracking this, you can make some really good money. It's on MXC. I traded on MXC actually. It's on MXC. So if you're actually tracking it and trading it, you can make some good money off swings. It's a PEP trading platform. Yeah, it's a PEP trading platform. Yeah, we still have some other tokens here, none of which I used to trade in Kubo before, but it's been a while on Stacknet and below $1. So let's just see maybe the top 1,000. We'll look at some coins we shared yesterday. We shared yesterday to see like their performance, to see how they've performed. I do know one major trade that we took, which has performed like really, really well. Sora AI. I'm just saying this for the first time. Just saying this. But yeah, we have some good runners. Easily see tokens doing over 100%. That's one of the ways that you can be able to tell that liquidity is coming back to the market gradually. When you start seeing some of these crazy pumps backed with reasonable volume, you can begin to like FUO. FUO is suddenly up 62%. I used to trade FUO a lot. I haven't paid attention to it in a while. I'm smoking chicken fish, a good meme. It's been a while I traded it though, so I'm not surprised it bumped 100%. Yeah, well let's look at one of the coins we actually recommended yesterday again. Sora Oracle yesterday, and we did a chart analysis on Sora Oracle yesterday. So Let me switch to the chart just for more clarity. Let me just switch to the chart for Sora Oracle. We spoke about it. I'm looking at the chart. Someone asked a question about it day before yesterday, while it was still at 2.4 M day before yesterday, whereas yesterday it was at 3,293,000 M yesterday. It had moved almost 20% from day before yesterday's live stream. And we spoke about it. We looked at the charts together. I did a brief analysis. I hope most people made crazy money here. I just hope most people took advantage of it and they made some money. Let me delete this so that we can see. Let me just delete it so we can see the stuff clearly. Okay, good. Yeah, so we spoke about this Sora yesterday again, and I made it very, very clear. Day before yesterday, when we spoke about it and we looked at this chart, it was at 2.4, 2.5, yet which I did say that it's still at a good range to get in. Now, yesterday it was around 2.9, this price. This is where it was at yesterday. It was just plain here, 2.93 M. And I made it very clear. I said that this is looking at the fundamental analysis, the news they had. They have dropped the news, and also they have dropped information about beta going live for people needing minimum of 50K Sora tokens to be able to try out the beta once it goes live. Again, we had said all of that, and as at then, it was at 3 M. So I made it very clear that everything aligns for a pump. And initially, we're seeing rejection here, which was forcing it down majorly because of BTC was dumping. And I also said it clearly yesterday that as long as BTC holds and it doesn't misbehave, start going to like 86, 88K aggressively, I don't see anything stopping Sora from taking out these highs here and obviously targeting this zone like 5 M. Like I said, it's very, very clearly yesterday, targeting 5 M, which we actually saw that happen. So it happened, I think, 2 hours after we ended the stream, or an hour plus after we ended the stream, started moving. And it ran all the way to 5.4 M, like 5.4 M. So people that got in on Sora day before yesterday, I hope people can see my screen, by the way. Yeah, all right. So people that got in on Sora the day before yesterday, the live stream we did, they are supposed to make minimum 100% profits, like minimum 100% profit. Those swinging, they are supposed to make, for people that are like swinging, maybe that's swinged out around 3.4, thereabout, or 3.3, they should have still made at least 40%. Yeah, whereas those for long term, someone asked a question yesterday, Kennedy, if it's good to bag. And I said them not for swings. For swings, I won't be advising that, but for a bit of long term, it's actually good. Yeah, but if you're targeting swings, it's more risky. Yeah. So for those long term, like me, that I have like a long term bag, it had actually moved. For my swing bag, I actually did not swing out. I actually sold out at around 4.5 or 4.7 yesterday. For the swing bag, that was why I sold around 4 points, between 4.5, 4.7, which that swing bag was accumulated around 2 points, so 2 million, 2.1, 2.2. So that's where I sold off yesterday. The long-term bag, I'm actually still holding it. So the point here is it feels good when you follow the process and you see these things playing out. So most persons that were in this live stream, you were able to at least understand that whole process of looking at the charts, being able to connect technical analysis with fundamental, and seeing how everything aligns. At least like it happened right in front of you. For those that maybe were not present, you can go watch yesterday's live stream and day before yesterday live stream. So if you watch from Wednesday live stream, Thursday live stream, everything will make sense to you. Like it was that straightforward and that's clear. It doesn't get more transparent than that actually. Following this whole stuff from when it was at 2 point something and being able to align it with the fundamental analysis, the tweets they are dropping, the information, and if you hadn't gotten in, finally getting in and seeing it take off and pulling out profits, You can probably live in a moon bag or totally choosing to exit your entire position. It all depends on you. But yeah, you guys saw these things play out real time. So that's about Sora. Let me see if I can pull up another project we spoke about yesterday. Trying to see. Hopefully, the issue with that project now is the only way I can see it, because of it doesn't have a name. It's just that logo. Makes it difficult for me to be able to search out the project. Okay, let me see if I can be able to. This might just take some time trying to search this project out, unless I'll try and go copy the CA and paste it. Well, it will be kind of like difficult to search that project out. It's difficult to search it out. But yeah, the other project, the one with the orange, what's it called, logo that we also shared yesterday. It's still at a good entry. It's at 1.4M. It's still at a very, very, very good entry. There's no way for me to like search it out here. It was on my phone. I could have easily done that, but right here it's been kind of like difficult for me to get that. But we're going to skip that. Another project that you might want to also take a good position is Giggle. Giggle is good. I'm expecting Giggle to recover back to. Okay, let's just look at it briefly. I'm expecting Giggle to recover. By the way, I told you guys when I got in on Giggle, and I said it that if it gets to 100M, I'll still get more, which I did. $100 rather. I got to $100 over the weekend, and I still did accumulate more of the Giggle. So now I'm like 19% up on that position for Giggle. So I think this was said last week, while Giggle was still at 125. So I said that if it comes down to 100, I'll still get more. So it actually drops down to 100. I accumulated more, and that position is on like approximately 19% profit. So let's switch to looking at the trades we took yesterday. Let's look at the charts. So the trades we took yesterday. Please, you can keep the questions coming out. Respond to those questions once we're done with the charts. All right, so I just shared my screen now. Hope everyone can actually see my screen. Hope everyone can see my screen too. All right, so yesterday we took this LTC trade yesterday. This one was taken, I think, on Tuesday or Monday or Tuesday or something, or Wednesday. This hit full TP after playing around for a while. It hit full TP. This one I just got into this position this morning because of it got back to the previous support. So I just got back into this position. Now this was the trade we were looking at yesterday on LTC. While we're live streaming, let me switch to 1 hour chart. While we're live streaming yesterday, this trade was heading towards this direction where BTC was pumping. And BTC is like a correction. After the correction that BTC did, it brought it back to entry. That was an opportunity for most persons to get in. That because as at here I said it has already moved, you can't get in. Just wait for it if it gets back to the entry point. So it got back there and it took off again, and it hit our TP1 and also the TP2. In our community, I actually posted it that the trade has proceeded to hit TP1 and TP2, and the next was targeting like full TP. So if you're looking at it, did about 1 to 1.5 or so. Full TP was supposed to be 2.5, get like 1 to almost 2.5. That's like the full TP of this particular trade. For me, I exited because I actually did adjust my stop loss. I adjusted it to just above TP1. So while it was trying to reverse, when BTC was doing like a minor, tiny little correction, yeah, that was where it took me out of the trade, securing profits. and I decided to get back in again this morning. I decided to get back in this morning after I noticed it had gone to fill the full LVG, the fair value gap, and it was bouncing off like a support zone. But so I decided to like get back into the trade again for like a swing, and I'm really managing this particular trade. I'm managing the trade majorly because of it's Friday, so I don't want any surprises from BTC. So I'm like managing the trade, which was what I told you guys yesterday. I'm trying to try as much as possible to manage your trades. Very, very important because of the weekend. The other trade we took yesterday was Uniswap. Yeah, this Uniswap trade was taken yesterday. So you can see yesterday it was still around here. You can see how it came down, went up, down again, and it's up now. So you might still want to like manage your trades. You can choose to move SL to entry just in case BTC chooses to do some magic and starts dumping so that you can break even, or if you want to, so that you can actually protect profits. Personally, I didn't manage this trade. I just left it and I was observing. Instead, I added more position. As it got down to this point, I added more position and I left it. As it dropped to this point, I didn't add anymore. I just left it. I think I said that yesterday about adding positions if it comes down. So as it got down, I added more position. As it came down this way, I didn't. Okay, but right now, as I'm speaking, just before this, I started this stream. I looked at the charts and I decided to like set the close part of the positions that I added. Not everything, if it starts going the other way around. Yeah, I decided to do that. So it's very important to manage your trades. Really, really important. Let's look at BTC now. By the way, pump fund token is pumping. I was hoping to get a position, but yeah, I didn't. This BTC's diagram here, this entry was from yesterday. I drew that in yesterday where I was trying to like just trade continuation. So it was after the live stream where I drew this, just trying to trade continuation for BTC, just a scalp position, which I'm out of the trade because immediately started returning back. It took me out. I didn't get back in again till now. I've not gotten back in. So let's look at the BTC charts and do some weekend analysis. What to expect based on what we're seeing on the BTC chart. What to expect. Please, the questions. I'll soon take the questions. Someone said, "Please, I can't see your screen here." You guys are not seeing anything. Please, I need to be sure. Can you see my screen? Because I think you should be able to see my screen. Can you see my screen, please? We can't see anything. Okay, sorry. Please, can you see the screen now? All right, let me just share the screen fresh again. That means I need to go through all what I was saying about this charts again. Please confirm now. You should be able to see the screen. I think that's a StreamYard error. You can see my screen, right? Okay, if it's not clear enough, it should be loading fully. Please let me know. Can you see my screen? Is it better? Is this better for my screen? All right. So I can see someone saying yes, this is better. Okay, so in that case, I just need to go through this whole stuff again. All right, let me leave it this way. Let me go through this whole stuff again. So I will start with the LTC, since you guys were not hearing it before. All right, so back to 1 hour chart. So this was the Litecoin trade we took yesterday. This is the LTC trade we took yesterday. So yesterday it was already moved. It was around this point. So I said it has already moved. Don't need anybody trying to jump in, wait for it to get back to entry, which it did. And afterwards, it went back, hit TP1, TP2. I posted it in our channel that the trade had hit TP1 and TP2 and it's approaching full TP. You get this trade is a 2.4, 1 2.4. He did about 1 to 5 or thereabouts before reversing. You get now, based on the way I encourage most persons to trade, adjusting your SL to entry or to protect TP1 as the trade is moving. So if it starts moving against you, it takes you out and you protect either TP1 or TP2 or you break even, either. So for me, it took me out just slightly above TP1 because I had not adjusted my SL to TP2 yet. So I just adjusted it slightly above TP1. So it took me out there. And this was another re-entry that I took yesterday. Now this one was not shared because this was done later on yesterday. That's when, this morning rather, sorry, this morning, that's when I got into this particular position. So it wasn't yet shared. And this was more like to scalp, basically. It was just for me to scalp, which, like I said, I have adjusted my SL to protect part of the profit. So if it comes back to this entry, I would have exited the profit and I might choose to get back in again once I see what the market is saying. If we're going lower based on how BTC2 is responding, or if not. Yeah, so that's for that. Then for Uniswap, the Uniswap trade was shared yesterday. As at yesterday, it was here. It was still very close to the entry. So I said it yesterday that if it comes down, I would add more position where I spoke about how you can leader in your positions and don't enter with everything at once in most cases, especially when you do know very well that that asset can still come down. So I got into more positions around here before it filled this fair value gap here. That was what I did. It went up. I didn't close any position. I didn't protect profit as it got back up here. I left it. Went down. Still held on. But as it went back up, I've set to protect part of the close part of the positions. I've said that if it starts going down. Yeah, so that's for the Uniswap trade. It's still valid. The trade is actually still valid. I'm still in the trade. Next to the BTC chart, to BTC, our last BTC trade hit full TP yesterday. We didn't come up with any trade for BTC yesterday because I told you guys something yesterday. I said I'm not advising anyone to short, so I'm not looking at a short for BTC. But if you're looking for that, you should be expecting those candles to print towards evening. Okay, like looking at the 4 hours candle, you should be expecting those short candles to print towards evening. I think I did mention 5 o'clock. Should be around that time, you should be expecting it to print towards that evening time. Okay, so that was what I said. So it happened towards afternoon, and I just took this trade for continuation, just to scalp, because I knew that yes, we should see a bounce to try to break above this resistance here again. Failure to come down again until one of the zones become weak, then maybe we might come back here. If I see BTC back to this zone, let me just briefly draw it in case you see that this weekend, just in case you see it this weekend. If I see BTC trade back into this zone over the weekend, that's where I'll be looking to take like a better long position. If I see BTC trade back like into this zone, that's where I'll be looking to take like a better long position. This one is just continuation, just like scalp continuation, which I said yesterday. If it comes back down from here, rejects to somewhere around here, I'll be looking to like just take like long. But if this fails, because it's just me scalping, if it fails and it comes to this, which I won't be surprised, you see like a huge rejection here, if it's unable to break, see a huge sell-off, and it comes to this zone, yeah, I'll be very interested to buy at this zone. Because mind you, the chart will still be looking bullish on the lower time frame. Yet, as long as it's not going down below this, to still be looking like bullish, to say the least. But if we break above this zone, then chances are would see 96k very fast once we go above this zone. There's a huge chance to see 96k like really, really, really fast, almost the same day. Once we go above this, so almost the same day, we can see 96k. So that's for the BTC. For the BTC chart, looking at the BTC chart and what to expect. So someone was asking something. Let me take the questions before we round up. Briefly, let me take the questions. So someone said, please share updates on Colorpool DEX. Colorpool DEX. The DEX is still active. Last I checked the token was at 200k MDV. The last time I checked. It's at a good price for anyone that wants to accumulate. It's really, really good price. Share updates on LTC and AVAX price action. AVAX price action is good, very, very good. I was hoping to trade it to long it, but I was unable to act fast enough. But it's good. Like, it's actually very, very good. It's been performing really well. Like, really, 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 really well. See, it's actually been performing really well. But I've not traded it recently. After the last trade that went and hit my SL, since I didn't protect profits or break even, it went and I think took me out. I've not bothered trading AVAX. So, well, it's actually the price action is good. It's actually good. AR has been performing very well. Very, 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 very well. This is an AR trade that I've held for a while. Like, it's just getting back to my initial entry, although I added more entry positions for this AR trade. So I'm actually in profits as it's getting back here. But yeah, I've been holding this AR trade for a while. Been holding it for a while. But AVAX is actually good. If you're looking to buy it via spot, it's good. For features, I'll need to do like a deeper dive on the charts to look at the charts and all of that. But for spot trade, AVAX is actually it's good if you're trading it. If you're accumulating it, it's actually good. Looking at the charts, the AVAX charts, it will be very, very important for us to see it break this zone. Like, it's very, very necessary. It's been printing green candles for almost all through this week. It's been green, green, green days. So it's been very, very important to see AVAX go above this particular level. Like, it's very, very important to see that happen. I'm skeptical would actually see it happen. I believe that would happen. So let me check other questions. I think someone was saying something about Zcash. I think someone was saying something about that. Zcash this morning tapped the low from, I think, last month, where we started seeing that pump early this month, where it corrected to. Earlier this morning, it tapped there. I had to draw this and set up like a trade. But the crazy thing, I've not taken this trade. I just drew it. I've actually not taken this trade. So let me see which other question. So someone is asking, okay, this was the question on Colorpool. Still the same person. Was there airdrop for Pump Fund? No airdrop for Pump Fund that I can recall, at least to the best of my notice. Please share airdrop program for particular DEXs. Well, this will be done to be shared as a thread via the Sasonis channel. By next week, we should have a guest. By next week, we should have someone that will come. Most likely next week, talk about some airdrops. By next week. So someone is asking them, what can you say about Zcash currently? Yeah, so based on this question, let's briefly look at this Zcash chart, just very, very briefly. Yeah, so if just looking at it based on 1 hour, daily time frame, you can see Zcash is back to the last low we saw. where we saw that recovery, and it went back to retest the all-time high that it created, 750 or thereabout, or 7 something. We saw it go back, and now it's back here. So it's one of two things. It's either it's going to break this and go down, which, should that happen, that might not be so good for Zcash, or it's going to bounce off here. Now I want to lean towards it's bouncing off here, because I'm expecting the market to, generally, I'm expecting the market to bounce off. Yeah, so that's why I drew this with this entry. But it tapped here. I didn't set any buy order, so I didn't take advantage of this trade. So I'm not actually in this position, basically. Yeah, so if I was, I would have been looking to like maybe move my SL to break even. But I didn't take advantage of it, basically. I did not. So it's actually looking good. Where would it be targeting? Should this trade play out as expected? Where should it be targeting? Where should it be targeting? Yeah, so the place to be targeting will most likely be here. That's the zone that it will be targeting. Or like I said, I didn't take this trade. I did not take the trade. So that's what Zcash chart is showing us currently. I don't know what fundamentals is saying. I don't know if they're planning any events or any news. I can't say, because I've not checked all of that. You might still want to check that out. I also feel most of the influencers that were sharing Zcash, I think they've slowed down a little. Most of them would take profits. It's only normal. This stuff ran from below $40, $30 to almost $700. That's over 10x. Get someone that put $10,000 made over 100K. Someone that put 1K made over 10K. So it's only natural for most of either the people that were shilling it, or investors or retailers, anyone. It's only normal for them to take profits. Like, it's very, very normal for them to actually take profits. So you should also factor that in. And they might also want to rotate. I want to rotate to some other coins. Yeah, so there are still some projects that haven't moved. Let me see any other question. Just any other question that I need to take. Just briefly. You said something about trapdoor. Yes, I said it's good for swings. That's what I said. It's good for swings. If you're buying around $1 and selling above 1.8, it's actually good for swings. On MXC, that's where I trade trapdoor. I think that's the name. It's good for swings, actually. Yes, we are not seeing your screen. Okay, I've passed all of this. Any other question? I'm trying to see. Yeah, all the questions, all the comments about screen, I think that's been cleared. What can you say about BNB right now? That's true. I've not checked BNB charts in a while, so let's just look at BNB charts. I haven't checked BNB charts like in a very, 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 very long time. Like, I've not actively traded it in a very, very, very long time. Like, I haven't. Okay, so just briefly on BNB. Sorry. This is the last stuff we're looking at before we call it a day. So it's just basically like the last stuff we're looking at for call it a day. Yeah, so looking at BNB chart, this is on a daily. You can see a proper breakout on the daily for BNB, which is actually very good. It's a good breakout on the daily, and it's most likely going to come down here. That's almost done that, actually. Today is Friday, which is this candle, so it's most likely going to come down. But BNB looks good. Chart looks good. We're beginning to see talks and hypes about BNB ETF. I'm beginning to see that. I think at this point, I don't see anything stopping that. Trump has granted CZ a pardon. Either I like it or not, Binance is one of the projects that have supported, funded lots and lots and lots of projects in this space. They are still the ones leading in terms of volume and XYZ. So I think they're still going to be around for a very, very long time. But at the same time, this BNB chart is looking good. On a larger time frame, daily, it has broken out. On lower time frame, 4 hours, it's on an uptrend. Someone that is looking to trade this, it's just to find like a long setup. Pick your entry, set your SL. Pick your entry, set your SL. You can target this point, or you can target this. I prefer keeping it at 1 to 2 and adjust accordingly towards the upside. So the chart is actually looking good. If you're looking for a more refined entry, you can go to lower time frames to finalize that, or to pick that out. If you're looking for more refined entries, you can actually go to like lower time frame to get all of that sorted. Yeah, so this is what like the BNB chart looks like. This is just by me glancing through it. Yeah, this is actually what it looks like basically. So for anyone interested in trading it, this is like a setup you should be eyeing to like engage. All right, so I think that's all for charts for today. That's all for the charts. So let me check if we have any last questions before I call it a day. Can you please help us call the entry and SL for Zcash? The video is not playing enough for us using phones. Let me check. Let me pull up that Zcash chart again. Let me just pull up the Zcash charts. Please, hope you can see my screen now, by the way. Hope you can see my screen. Can you see my screen, please? I want to pull up the Zcash chart. A comment would be nice if you can actually see my screen, because what I'm doing right now is based on the person that requested for Zcash charts to be pulled up. I think I need to take some tokens out of here so that I can easily see some of the stuff. All right, so here's the Zcash chart. Here's the Zcash chart, basically. This is it. The SL, person was asking for SL. The SL is 413.7. The TP is 530. The actual entry was 450. So that's for the Zcash chart. Please, can you call tokens that are good for swings? Oh, yeah, that's true. There are some tokens that haven't moved from yesterday. This is the last thing that I'll be sharing before we call it a day. Let me just show this briefly. There are 2 projects we called yesterday that are yet to actually move. These are aside the memes. There are 2 projects. Yeah, so hope my screen is visible. Please, this is the last thing I'm sharing, and afterwards I'm calling it a day. So the first project that hasn't moved, I'm sure it still hasn't moved, is Aura by Virtual. Yeah, it still hasn't moved. This was shared yesterday, still at the same price. Still at the same price. It got to like 1.3, but still at the same price. It hasn't moved actually. And we actually pointed to this chart here. You can see it. You can see that huge pump based on the X402 protocol hype, and you can see it's back to where the pump started. So you might want to take advantage of that. The issue is most persons wouldn't, and later they will start asking when it starts pumping, is it still good to buy? Is it still good to buy? The other is eval. This eval, I said it at my first entry was around 800K. And right now is at 1M. Eval has a chance to like bump to 1.5, 1.6. I don't have the time to look at the charts right now to get the exact zones you should be expecting it to pump to. Maybe on Monday we'll look at that for Aura by Virtual and Eval, most likely Monday. Yeah, so this is the most we'll be taking today. We've spent well over 40 minutes for something that's supposed to last for just barely 20 minutes. Yeah, so as I always say, feel free to invite anyone you want to invite. Try and be joining early so that you can drop these stuffs about the charts, so that I can run through them as fast as possible and on time, so we don't spend so much time. Because realistically, we're supposed to be doing like 20 minutes, maybe max 30, 35 minutes. But yesterday we did over 40, and today we've done over 40. One of the reasons why I don't like doing it so long is in case anybody's rewatching. When you're rewatching a video that is 40 minutes long, you can get discouraged and fatigued as you're watching it. So it's easier to watch something that is shorter than to watch something that is so lengthy. And also, if it's too lengthy too, some informations might be lost for people that don't have patience. So let's try to join on time, drop the questions on time so that we can like keep it short, like 30 minutes max if possible. Once again, thanks for everyone that joined. If you're not part of the community, you can join the TG community. If you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, you can actually subscribe to the YouTube channel, the Highs and Lows channel, and join the Telegram community. The link is actually on the screen, so that you can also have direct access to some of those informations. Maybe there are chats we want to drop before the days of the stream, like Monday. You can actually have access to them, and also maybe reminders when some of all these things hit, maybe TP1 or TP2. You can actually have that, and information about some other stuffs we do too. So once again, my co-host was unable to join. Was actually busy. I'm wishing everyone an amazing weekend, and ensure you manage your trades. Very, very important. Try to manage your trades. Bye, guys.